Yo, what's up guys, this is Tristan, and today I'm going to be talking about my manga collection as of December 2017. And basically I'm going to be going through my three shelves, that one, and that one over there, and I'm going to be saying some comments about all the stuff I own, pretty much every series. And yeah, let's just get into it, and I'm going to be starting with the OG Big Mamba shelf over here, that one. So, starting off on the top of the first shelf is Hunter x Hunter, volumes 1 through 33, and then we got that exclusive volume 0 there, pretty rare, and then volume 33 in Japanese. And, I'm pretty glad that 33 came out in English, and, I'm pretty hyped for 34 to come out because that's a pretty solid volume. And if you don't already know, I'm a pretty big Hunter x Hunter fan, so yeah, I would definitely recommend that series. And then we got some One Piece figures, which are sometimes kind of hard to see in the background of my videos, but yeah, they look pretty dope, and especially Trafalgar Law looking pretty clutch. Over here, you already know what it is, the GOAT series, One Piece volumes 1 through 61, and down here we got 62 through 84, all that's currently out, and I'm currently on volume 71, and I've really been enjoying One Piece. Probably be caught up with the series sometime soon, which is pretty crazy to think about because it's such a long series. Death Note volumes 1 through 12, and then that exclusive 13th volume, which came with the box set. And, if you haven't read Death Note already, definitely jump on that. It's a really, really good series. It's pretty wordy, but if you want to get into manga, I would recommend reading Death Note. Starting off, the last portion of this shelf is Bakuman, volumes 1 through 20. Bakuman's a really good series. It's definitely one of my favorites, and it has some of the most fleshed out characters I have seen, really, in any story, so if that interests you, I would recommend checking it out. Finishing off this shelf is The Flowers of Evil, volumes 1 through 11, and 4 and 5 are in Japanese, but I still read those chapters online. Then Happiness, volumes 1 through 5, really good series. I've been reading the chapters as they've been coming out monthly, and again, once the volumes come out. It's a really good series. It's better to read in bulk, though, by the volume, just because each chapter is extremely fast-paced, but both of these two series are definitely very unique. Starting off the second shelf is Parasite volumes 1 through 8. Parasite is a near-perfect series, and a lot of people don't really like the older art style of it. A lot of people like the anime better, and I've seen both, but I personally prefer the older art style just because it adds on to sort of that creepy horror comic type of feel. Next to Parasite is Blue Spring, which is a collection of short stories by Taiyo Matsumoto, the creator of Tekko and Kincrete, which I haven't read, but I hear is really good as well. Unfortunately, Blue Spring is currently out of print. I got it when it was still in print, but if you want to get it, you're probably going to have to pay $60 or something like that on eBay, which is pretty unfortunate, but if you can get your hands on it for fairly cheap, I'd recommend picking it up because it's a very, very good manga. Then we got Bleach volumes 1 through 21 coming in clutch with that Soul Society arc. That is definitely in my top 5 favorite manga arcs of all time. Also, I've read a good chunk of the Arrancar arc digitally, and it's decent. It's not nearly as good as the Soul Society arc. It's not like a must-read or anything like that, but it's enjoyable for what it is. And I'll probably pick up those volumes physically because I kind of hate reading stuff digitally, especially if a series is really lengthy. Vinland Saga volumes 1 through 4, and then 6 and 7. I don't have volume 5 yet, but once I do, I'm going to read 5, 6, and 7. And I'm pretty hyped for that. And lastly for the shelf is the first Dragon Ball Visbig 3-in-1. I still haven't read this yet, but I gotta read Dragon Ball probably this year. I know I've been putting it off just because these are kind of big purchases all at once. I just hope Dragon Ball is a good series, not just because it's influential. I hope it's actually also a good series in addition to that. Then down here is Naruto volumes 1 through 72. That's really crazy. And then we got Naruto volume 72 in Japanese. And as you can see, it really takes up nearly that entire section of the shelf, so I'll probably put some stuff in front of it at some point. If for some reason you haven't read Naruto yet, I would really recommend checking it out. The first 48 volumes are especially good. But then around pretty much these 3 volumes, 49, 50, 51, those 3 volumes are the Gokage Summit arc, I believe, and that arc is just horrible. And then we have the War arc, which is way too long. It's literally like nearly a third of the series, which is pretty ridiculous, but yeah, I mean, the War Arc does have some pretty good stuff, such as the Kakashi stuff, the Obito stuff, the Madara, the First Hokage, all that stuff is really dope, but that arc could have been shorter. Then Blade of the Immortal volumes 1 through 6, I got it before the omnibus volumes were being printed, and yeah, I'm just gonna get the omnibus volumes for the rest of the series, and I'm actually motivated to buy the rest of Blade of the Immortal now because the omnibus volumes are really good quality from what I've seen and what I've heard. Back here, we have Abandon the Old in Tokyo by Yoshihiro Tatsumi. Really good collection of short manga stories, so if you want to read some really good manga without spending a ton of money, I'd recommend checking out this manga volume because it ranges from really funny stories to really depressing stories, and they're all really good, but just in different ways. Starting off the third shelf, we have Black Clover Volume 1. You know, a lot of people hate Black Clover. I enjoyed the first volume, but I mean, honestly, I probably won't pick up too much more of it, if any, just because I'd rather pick up other stuff. Then One Punch Man Volumes 1 and 2, I haven't read those yet. Then we got a few Japanese volumes here. First off, Hajime no Ippo, Volume 1. I read a few chapters of this online, and this series really looks sick, you know. Just look at some of this training stuff, and like, try not to get hyped at that. That just looks sick. Hopefully at some point we'll get a Hajime no Ippo release in English, preferably in 2-in-1s or 3-in-1s because of how lengthy the series is, but yeah, I mean, this series really does look so good. Then Berserk Volumes 6, 7, and 9 in Japanese, and that's not the last time you will see Berserk in this video. Jocko the Galactic Patrolman, which is a 1-volume Dragon Ball spin-off manga, and it's decent, but it's nothing phenomenal. Noragami Volumes 1 and 2, I haven't read these yet, but I've seen the first season of the anime, which I enjoyed, so I will probably get around to reading the manga at some point as well. Ajin Demi-Human Volume 1, this is a really good volume of manga, but I need to read more of the series because a lot of people say the series just gets better after this. All You Need Is Kill, which was originally a book by the same title, and then it was adapted into the manga and the live-action movie Edge of Tomorrow. All You Need Is Kill is a pretty decent manga, but it's a bit underwhelming at times, and it's nowhere near my favorites list. A Girl on the Shore, which is a pretty good story, but there are just some scenes that I wish weren't drawn, because, I mean, I'm not gonna go into it, but I should probably sell A Girl on the Shore, because, I mean, it's kinda nasty if you know what I mean. Tokyo Ghoul, Volumes 1 all the way to 9. I read the complete series, I just read the last few volumes online. I was holding off on buying the last few volumes physically because Viz Media announced that they were releasing 3-in-1s, but I went to the bookstore recently to check out the quality of the Tokyo Ghoul 3-in-1s, and, yeah, they're pretty nasty. They're pretty much the same quality as, and size exactly, as the basically the Omnibus, Attack on Titan, and Fairy Tail volumes, and no, you know, that's not going on my collection. That's not gonna fly in this house. Just no, alright? That's not gonna fly here. Fist of the North Star, Master Editions 1 and 2, and come on now. Come on, Viz Media, we just need to go full-on Edo Tensei with that, and bring back the series with the JoJo treatment, essentially. Astro Boy Omnibus 1, which is definitely a manga meant for a younger audience, but I still really enjoyed it. It's definitely cool to see where manga all originated from, because Astro Boy is one of the first manga series ever made. Then we got all of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 1, all of that goodness there, and I enjoyed Part 1, but I hope that Part 2 is a lot better because there were some noticeable flaws in Part 1. And finishing off this portion of the shelf is Helter Skelter Fashion Unfriendly. I did a review of this recently, so I'm not gonna go in depth on that, but I mean, yeah, it's a pretty underrated manga, so I mean, if you want to read something unique, then go for it. I'm gonna be honest here, I don't think most of you are gonna be able to comprehend the level of hype that's about to ensue in the bottom half of my third shelf. And there are many precautionary events on what to do when the hype level reaches maximum. And honestly, there are really three main things that you need to follow. The first being you should probably sit down on a flat, stable environment if you're standing up. The second one is an obvious answer, you gotta pull out the red beanie. And the third one is probably a given, but just avoid spicy foods altogether. I think that would just not mix well with the hype maximum overdrive. And some examples of spicy foods are A, rye bread, B, silly string, and C, Colgate or Arm & Hammer toothpaste of any kind. So let's just avoid that and saddle up, gang, because the next shelf is about to be a doozy. You already know what it is, YuYu Hakusho, volumes 1 through 19. I just got the rest of this the other day for Christmas, and I mean, YuYu Hakusho, you know what it is. Oh, Yoshihiro Togashi. Wait a minute. Wait, is this a completed series by Yoshihiro Togashi? You already know what it is. Oh wait, we got Berserk 1 through 8. You know what it is. Ooh wee oh my. What a crazy episode that was. What a crazy cliffhanger. That looks poppin'. And the artwork is really good from what I've seen. I probably shouldn't show too much of it actually, because I've heard it was a little bit on the violent side, so we don't wanna risk that. I haven't read Berserk yet either, but I definitely intend to read both of these soon. And after that, Manga volumes 1 through 8. I just read these recently after like 2 years of owning them, and man, I'm pretty disappointed in myself for not reading these sooner, because Manga was very high up on my top 15 favorite manga list. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a card to it at the end. So yeah, Manga is just an incredible series, and hopefully I'll pick up more of it, maybe this year, but I sort of have a lot on my plate. Alright guys, so I honestly tried to block this out of my memory. I almost forgot about this. But up here, next to these empty box sets in my closet, I have a few miscellaneous manga volumes. What could these be? You know, let's take these down, and oh man, it really does not look good. We got 13, 3, oh yeah, 5, and 12. I believe that's yeah, 11. And you know my thoughts on Fairy Tail. It's pretty bad. But if you haven't read Fairy Tail yet and you're just super eager to read it, I'd probably recommend reading 11, 12, and 13. That's the entire Tower of Heaven arc. Unfortunately, though, the rest of the series isn't near as good as that, so just don't bother with the rest. It's really trash. But if you weren't able to tell already, these are in really poor condition. That's just why I didn't sell these as well. So how about I just take these Fairy Tail volumes, put them back up here, and let's pretend like this whole situation never happened. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to slap that subscribe button, because I'm going to be uploading some pretty good videos in 2018. I've definitely been proud of the videos I've been uploading recently, especially the videos that I've been uploading towards the later half of 2017, and I'll continue to make videos like that. Anyways, guys, that's it, and I will see you in the next video.